Hello, welcome. Today we are going to discuss about property. Introduction. The term property is commonly used to define the objects which are owned. In other words, property denotes those things in which right of ownership can be expanded. The term property includes both living and non-living things. Lands, cattle, shares, and debts are included in the property. In a wider sense, the term includes all those rights which a person has or can be exercised, or instances right to life, property, personal liability, reputation, and all those rights which he can exercise against others. Hence, in its wider sense, it can be termed as all those things or material objects without which a person cannot live. Salmon, according to Salmon, says that the law of property is the law of propertial right, right in remedy, the law of proprietary right in personam is distinguished from it as the law of obligation. According to these uses, a freehold or leasehold estate in land or patent or copyright is included in property, but debt or shares or benefit arising out of a contract is not property. According to Salmon, property has been termed in a variety of sense. Legal right. It includes all those rights which a person is entitled by a way of law. All those material objects which a person owns as per the law are his legal rights. These are the rights which he can exercise over others. It includes a personal as well as proprietary right. Property right. It does not include personal right. It only includes proprietary right. It means that land, cattle, shares, or debts are his property, but his right to life and reputation are not included in this property. Corporal property. It only includes those property which real or which can be seen. Land, cattle, etc. It does not include share or debts as property. Kinds of property. There are two kinds of property: corporal, incorporeal. Corporal property, it is also termed as tangible property. It is the right of ownership over material things. It includes only those things which are real and visible. Person who has the right to use a thing is called as the owner of the object, and the object is called as property. It includes only material things: land, house, cattle, money, ornaments, etc. Corporate property can be divided into two: movable and immovable property, real and personal property. Movable and immovable property. A corporal property can be movable or immovable. Immovable property includes land, house, wall, etc. It includes that property which cannot be moved from one place to another. Objects which are physically attached to the earth and permanently fastened to anything attached to the earth are termed as immovable property, whereas movable property are those property which can be easily moved from one place to another by the help of a person. It includes cattle, ornaments, etc. Real and personal property. There is no such distinction between real and personal property. Real property means all right over the land which is recognized by law, whereas personal property means all other property right, whether right in remedy or right in personam. Incorporeal property. Incorporeal property is other property right which are right in remedy and are not tangible, and real incorporeal property can be divided into two: jura in re aliena, jura in re propria. Jura in re aliena, they are called as encumbrance. It includes property the ownership of which is in the hand of one person and it is used by other person. Jura in re aliena, they are called as encumbrance. It includes property the ownership of which is in the hand of one person and it is used by other person. Mode of acquisition of property. Possessions. Possession means physical control or acquisition of property by a person. Ownership of a property is based on the possessions of the property. Possessions is the prima facie evidence of ownership. For any proprietary matter, law gives first priority to a person who is in possession of the property. Prescription. According to Salmon, prescription is the effect of lapse of time in creating and destroying right. Agreement. Property can also be acquired by an agreement enforceable by law. A person having ownership of a property has the right to transfer the ownership of the property to another person with or without consideration. Inheritance. Another method of acquisition is inheritance. When a person dies, there are some of his rights which are transferred to his heirs and successors, whereas there are some other right also which cannot be transferred. The right which can be transferred are called inheritance or inheritance right. That was for today. Hope you guys understand the whole definition and example. Briefly I have been talking about property. Thank you so much.